Meet Sweden's modern-day football mastermind, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If Cristiano Ronaldo brings brawn to the pitch and Lionel Messi an explosion of wizardry, the bulky but nimble man from Malmo is a rare combination of both. Add to that his ability to put his money where his mouth is, and suddenly, Sweden has itself one of the most captivating characters to ever play the game. Zlatan may be known as Ibracadabra, but no magic can save him from the truth. The Scandinavian country of Sweden has come a long way since it was simply known as the barbaric and uncivilized home to the Vikings. Since then, the European Union's third largest country by area has blessed the world with things like the Nobel Prize, the ready-to-assemble furniture company IKEA, and their meatballs.
Our meatballs are iconic, so people say IKEA food, people think meatballs, and I think we will always have that.
There's the oral tobacco, known as snus.
Snus is not smoked tobacco, and that means that you don't inhale any smoke in your lungs, but you get a high level of nicotine in your blood.
And the eternal pop band ABBA.
What would Waterloo look like if it was today? There certainly wouldn't be any platform shoes, and I doubt there would be a star-shaped guitar.
Sweden is a constitutional monarchy, having seen a revolving door of kings reign the nation since the 10th century. Before the Constitution of 1974 made the role simply a ceremonial one. One of its most athletic was Gustav V, who impressively played tennis and croquet well into his 80s. But when he passed away in 1950, there hasn't been anyone able enough to pick up his athletic slack. That's until a monster of a man from Malmö came along, a footballer who battled defenses with force and flair. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He was the king of his football nation until he retired from international duty at the end of Euro 2016. But not before making his position in his nation's history clear.
We want you to stay a little more.
I came like a king, I left like a legend.
Coming up, Zlatan goes club hopping. They say a man never forgets his roots. Such is the case for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Having moved away from his hometown of Malmö in 2001, he made a triumphant return 14 years later as a member of Paris Saint-Germain in a 2015 Champions League encounter.
He's one of the greatest, or the greatest player ever, Swedish football, and he comes from Malmö, so we're really proud of him and what he have achieved in his whole career.
The big Swede and his PSG teammates dismantled Malmö 5-0. But despite the punishment, including a goal by Zlatan himself in the 49th minute, their prodigal son was greeted with open arms.
For him to return to Malmö, which is a small city in Sweden, a small city in Europe, a small city in the world, and still everybody's talking about Malmö today, so it's a great thing. And Zlatan made it happen, Malmö made it happen as well.
It's a proof that you can succeed in Sweden or in Malmö. And I think there are lots of people who really enjoy seeing what he has done for Malmö.
Malmö is the third largest city in Sweden, a city that has given us international film beauty Anita Ekberg, immortalized bathing in the Trevi Fountain in Federico Fellini's 1960 film La Dolce Vita. If food is your thing, well, the city has also given us the world's biggest crayfish festival.
We take snaps, drink, and then we take another song and we take another snaps drinks, and we all have fun together.
However, when it comes to sport, their most star-studded export is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But the road to the top wasn't easy. Born into a humble family in 1981 in a rough side of town, his immigrant parents from former Yugoslavia struggled to make ends meet. But his father in particular was determined to turn their son's dream of making it big in football into a reality.
When I was young, when I came home, I don't say I didn't have food, but I didn't have a full fridge home and was empty. My father worked a lot, where there was different conditions.
Conditions in Rosengård weren't ideal, but it was on the hard cement football courts that Zlatan honed his skills. Clearly, he left a lasting impression. Those courts now bear his name.
I feel I have a lot of responsibility for what I have been created. These years I've been playing football. I see myself as a role model for the people that is coming from these kind of areas, but not only there, all over in Sweden. And I think the key is to be yourself.
His decision to leave working on the docks as a 15-year-old and sign a contract with Malmö was a no-brainer. He highlighted this by scoring 18 goals in 47 total appearances. In 2001, he signed with Dutch side Ajax, but not before declining an opportunity to join Arsene Wenger and Arsenal. If there's one thing Zlatan didn't lack as a youngster, it was conviction. Arsene Wenger asked me to have a trial with Arsenal when I was 17. I turned it down. Zlatan doesn't do auditions, he said. At Ajax, he definitely proved he didn't need to. In 4 seasons with the Sons of the Gods, Zlatan scored 48 goals in 110 total matches, guiding the club to 2 Eredivisie titles, a KNVB Cup, and a Johan Cruyff Shield. But his stay wasn't without controversy. For one, his former team captain, Rafael van der Vaart, accused him of trying to break his legs in a 2004 international friendly between Sweden and Holland. Zlatan refuted the allegation, but added fuel to the fire when the allegations persisted. "If you accuse me again, I'll break both your legs, and that time it will be on purpose," he said. And then there was a dressing room clash with Mido, in which the Egyptian striker threw scissors at Zlatan's head after he was challenged by the Swede. However, this irascibility didn't stop Italian giant Juventus from signing him in 2004.
Yeah, Juventus, who wouldn't go to Juventus? Juventus is one of the best teams in the world, and if you get an opportunity like this, especially I'm 22 years old, and this opportunity, it happens sometimes, and I was the lucky one, and of course I would say yes to Juventus.
Despite his youth, he was the perfect match for the old lady, scoring 26 goals in 92 appearances, in leading the club to 2 straight Serie A titles. Oh, but those titles came with an asterisk. Embroiled in a match-fixing scandal, Juventus was eventually stripped of those titles and sent to Serie B, or the Italian second division. Zlatan wanted no part of the relegation and instead moved north to join his childhood club of choice, Inter Milan. He would win 3 consecutive Serie A titles at the San Siro and 2 Italian Super Cups, scoring 66 goals in 117 appearances for the Nerazzurri. Zlatan earned 2 League Footballer of the Year nods. Zlatan loved his time with Inter, but an agreement he made with then club president Massimo Moratti came to fruition in 2009.
Many months before, I said
to the president, if somebody comes and wants to buy me, nobody can get me. Only one club, if they come, only they can buy me, and that's Barcelona.
Zlatan moved to Camp Nou for approximately €69 million, joining a dream team of superstars like Lionel Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, and Thierry Henry. But his relationship with coach Pep Guardiola was toxic. You bought a Ferrari, but you drive it like a Fiat, the big Swede lamented. Unhappy with how he was used on the pitch, his experience in Spain was memorable nonetheless.
It was a dream come true arriving at Barca. It will be a dream come true for every footballer. I'm sorry that it lasted just 1 year.
In just over a season with the Blaugrana, he scored 22 goals in 46 appearances, winning La Liga, a UEFA Super Cup, a FIFA Club World Cup, and 2 Spanish Super Cups. Shortly after Super Cup number 2, he was loaned to AC Milan, which soon became a permanent transfer. And he was quickly spoken of in the same vein as other Milan legends, Dutch striker Marco van Basten and another Swede, Gunnar Nordahl.
The highest scorer in AC Milan's history is Sweden's Gunnar Nordahl, who played in the 1950s. In 268 matches, he scored 221 goals. I hope Zlatan will play 269 matches and score 222 goals.
Not quite Adriano, but his numbers were still impressive. He played in 85 games for the Rossoneri, scoring 56 goals, winning the Serie A and Italian Super Cup in 2011. But with the team in financial difficulty, Zlatan became a sacrificial lamb, and a lucrative one at that.
I have a good relationship with Milan. I love Milan, and in my view, it's the biggest club I ever played for. I didn't want to leave Milan.
Having been sold to Paris Saint-Germain for around €20 million, he became the most expensive football player in terms of career combined transfer fees.
I'm here and I'm very happy, and I would like to be a part of this history, and I'm pretty sure we will make history with this club, and I came here to win.
After the break, Paris and the Premier League. If there is one man who could casually take the focus off of Paris's iconic monument, the Eiffel Tower, it would be Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Having arrived in Paris in July of 2012 with incredible fanfare, he quickly went to work, scoring 2 minutes into his first game in a PSG uniform in a friendly against MLS side DC United. And the wins didn't end there. On the 12th of May 2013, Paris Saint-Germain won the Ligue 1 title, their first since 1994, after a 1-0 away win against Lyon. But while the team celebrated the historic event, Zlatan was stuck peeing in a cup, courtesy of an anti-doping test that seemed to never end.
Yeah, they didn't let me go. The team was celebrating. I was there stuck like an idiot for 20 minutes, and I asked to go. And nobody came to pick me up, and I was there. And for me, it's stupid situation, because I wanted to celebrate with my team. I waited 9 months to celebrate, and the guy didn't let me go, so it was all crazy.
Nonetheless, he ended the year with a league-leading 30 goals and was named Ligue 1's Player of the Year. Between 2012 and 2016, Zlatan made 180 appearances for the Parisians, scoring 156 goals. He won 4 straight Ligue 1 titles, and in 3 of those seasons, he led the league in scoring and was named its top player. But surprise, it wasn't all smooth sailing in gay Paris. he was allegedly called arrogant and a complainer by teammate Lucas Moura, and got into a shouting match with sporting director Leonardo shortly before the Brazilian resigned. And when PSG lost a Ligue 1 match to Bordeaux in March of 2015, his reaction was less than endearing. In 15 years, I've never seen a good referee in this country. They don't even deserve PSG. Zlatan attempted to defuse the backlash that came from the country that fed him via a somber interview.
I think the French people are intelligent enough to understand the situation, so whoever felt offended or took it in a wrong way, I apologize. No problem. I have no problem saying it, because the welcome I've had here, I'm very happy. I respect people that respect me, so every day that I go through here, I've had a fantastic time.
Perhaps inadvertently, Ibra hinted that his time in Paris may be coming to a close, and he confirmed it in 2016. Through the years, it seems some footballers were forgotten by Father Time, and you can add Ibrahimovic to that list. So when it was announced that he and PSG were parting ways, many suitors were interested in his still sublime services. And why wouldn't you try to land one of the game's most imposing players? The man stands 1.95 meters, with a right foot shot clocked up to 150 kilometers per hour. He's powerful, both physically and mentally, and thanks to his passion for martial arts, he's spectacular in the air. Rumors swirled around who would secure Sweden's greatest footballer, and while launching his new clothing line, it seemed he was just fine with that.
I want you to keep wonder where I will go, keep making stories, because I enjoy while the stories goes out. And when I feel tired, I will let you know where my next destination is.
That destination was soon easy to see.
What do you want? What do you want to know? Tell me.
Can you confirm if there has been an offer from Manchester United?
Let's see what happens.
What happened was that on July 1st, 2016, Zlatan signed with Manchester United, joining forces once again with manager Jose Mourinho, a man who coached him while with Inter Milan.
I think it's a big challenge for me. Wherever I came, I won, and I'm looking forward to this new adventure, new chapter in my career, in my life, and I know my mentality. I know what I want. I come to win. I want to win, but it's behind everything. It's hard work, and that is what we have been doing so far, and that is what we come to do here also.
The man, rebranded 4 by another new addition to the Red Devils, Paul Pogba, repeated his PSG debut, scoring on his Man United debut, a bicycle kick nonetheless, in their 5-2 pre-season win against Galatasaray in Gothenburg. But if he wants to replicate the success he enjoyed while in France, he'll have to hope the Red Devils can regain that intimidating presence on the pitch of their forefathers, and hope Father Time will play his part too. On June 21st, 2016, prior to the Sweden national team's final Group E game of the European Championships against Belgium, Ibrahimovic made an inevitable announcement.
The last game for Sweden in Euro will be my last game with Sweden, so I hopefully hope it will not be tomorrow. And I will not participate in the Olympics because my last game will be the last game Sweden does in this Euro. So let's hope it goes as long as possible.
Unfortunately, the Belgium game would be his last for his home nation. A 1-0 defeat meant they finished last in their group. But despite the loss, there was not a hint of disappointment.
Wherever I go, wherever I come, I will always bring the Swedish flag with me and stand with it. So for me, the disappointment doesn't exist. Only proudness and grateful and very thankful. So thank you.
Ibrahimovic spent 15 years with the senior side, making his debut in 2001. He left it the club's captain, playing the second most games with the armband. But most of all, he is the club's all-time leader in goals, 62 in 116 appearances. Ibrahimovic is a loyal man. He has 2 sons with his longtime partner, Helena Seeger, and despite his time traveling the world, he still has a soft spot for Malmo, where he still has a home. His surprisingly sensitive side came through, of all places, on the football pitch, when he took off his shirt after scoring in a 2015 Valentine's Day clash with Khan, revealing 15 names temporarily tattooed on his body. It was all a part of an initiative he undertook, giving his backing to the United Nations World Food Programme.
Carmen, Rahma, Antoine, Lida, Chewy, Mariko. If I could, I would write every single name on my body. But there are 805 million people suffering from hunger in the world today. Too many of them are children.
The Swede was duly booked for removing his shirt, but if it's for a cause he believes in, he'll do whatever it takes to support it.
How I try to help this organization like World Food Program, I would even take a red card just to help them, because there is other problems bigger than my yellow card or my red card. So the situation was priceless.
He's into body art, various religions, basketball, and taekwondo. But nothing moves him more than a child in need, because Zlatan was once one of those children too. Still to come, his mind and his motor mouth. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is fluent in 5 languages: Swedish, Bosnian, English, Spanish, and Italian. He's also fluent in the language of Zlatan. It's a combination of arrogance and assertion mingled with humor that has made him the most enigmatic athlete in football today. His most peculiar Zlatanisms include when he discovered former teammate David Beckham's playlist in the dressing room. There was lots of Justin Bieber, Jonas Brothers, and Selena Gomez. It is nice to know that even David Beckham doesn't have good taste in everything, he said. Or when he heartily humiliated Liverpool defender Stefan Henschos in a match against Ajax. First I went left, he did too. Then I went right, and he did too. Then I went left again, and he went to buy a hot dog. Even the time his 2016 playoff brace defeated Denmark, sending Sweden to the Euros instead of their neighbors. There was the thought that this would send me into retirement. I sent their entire country into retirement. His proclivity for presumption was also experienced behind closed doors. Former Inter-President Massimo Moratti revealed he was getting on a plane to Barcelona to sign for Barca after his last training session with the team, and he said, "It's been nice playing with you, but you won't win anything without me." Former teammate Marco Verratti recalled, Ancelotti was a bit tense, so Ibra approached him and asked if he believed in Jesus. Ancelotti said he did, so Ibra told him, "Good, so you believe in me. You can relax." Finally, another former teammate, Gennaro Gattuso, admitted, "What do you say to motivate Ibra before games? Nothing. Just don't kill anyone."
Zlatan, 3 words. He's a winner, he's a goal scorer, he's funny. He's a funny guy. You need to understand him to use this word to describe him. He's a funny guy. If you don't know him, maybe you think some quotes a bit arrogant. You know, he's just a funny guy.
Some Manchester United fans thought that they had the second coming of Eric Cantona. AC Milan, the new Van Basten. Barcelona had their answer to Real Madrid's Cristiano Ronaldo, while PSG never had anyone like him before. And perhaps they never will. Impenetrable and enthralling, Zlatan Ibrahimovic may play like a poor man's Ronaldo and speak like a poor man's Muhammad Ali, but he's as original as they come. And a Swedish football institution.
What can I say? Even if he is not part of my family, we love him.
And that is the truth.